How to keep a positive image in your mind when struggling with a fresh divorce. You just experienced a traumatic event, okay? You're fresh off of it. And yes, there's vibrational waves happening on a cycle, and you feel those, and they just kind of take your body, right? That visceral feeling of, sometimes it's dread or grief or sadness or a range of deep complex emotions, and they hit you like waves. They come in waves and then they pass. That's a key. I want you to know that emotion is coming through you on a cycle. And yes, there was a traumatic event that was like throwing a boulder into a flat pond, and it's now causing these ripples. And I want you to know that they are going to get less and less over time. And that when you experience a traumatic event or a really difficult event, that's the time to do the work. So treat it like it's a blessing in disguise. Pretty soon it's not going to be disguised at all. It's going to be a huge blessing, because you're going to be on the other side of this, and you're going to have learned how to reclaim your personal power. So you can start to hold that image in your mind. Think of it like a light, a bright light emanating from your heart, and it is your personal power. And right now, you're feeling those waves of paralysis from those really heavy emotions, and the feeling of loss, and the feeling of losing something you were attached to. You may not have known you were attached, but it is the loss of something that you're attached to that sort of starts to become you. I've been married for 18 years. Believe me, I know this. My wife is the most important person in the world to me. And you're damn right, I feel attached to her. I love her more than anything in the world. So love is very powerful and cutting. Okay, it carries with it fear of loss. And sometimes losing the thing that we love is ultimately in our service. And the reason for that is because we're here to reclaim our personal power. That's really what we're here to do. And so in my relationship, even though I've been married for quite a while, and I love my wife as much as I do, loving myself is still got to be my number one priority. Connection with source within. Claiming my personal power. That looks like a healthy relationship, by the way. Now I can go to the beach and spend some time alone, and it's not an offensive act. In fact, it's encouraged. It's healthy to be with you and you alone and feel good about that. You know, you learn how to do you, and I do me, and together we can do we. And if you're not doing you and I, if we're not, firmly rooted in our own personal power, then we're going to have some issues. We're going to have conflict that's going to grow and metastasize into a disease. All right. So it's always about claiming your personal power and getting rooted in your true frame. And that is the process of bringing order to the mind. That's exactly what we do in the Boost Mindset Academy and with our offerings. The anxiety and overwhelm was paralyzing, and I'm so happy and grateful now that it is no longer paralyzing, and I am in forward motion, little by little, every day, picking up momentum. I'm so happy and grateful now that I know my true power. I create my own reality with the thoughts I choose to think and the feelings I choose to harbor. Good things are on their way to me, and everything is always working out for me. Learn to take an energetic expression that's true for you right now, and then transmute that shit right away, right? Oh, I'm feeling down today, but I'm so happy and grateful now that I have the awareness and the radical acceptance, and I know that I'm writing this story, and I know never to beat up on myself again. I'm never going to use the word against myself again. In fact, I'm feeling a little better already, and you know what? I feel like taking a little tiny action actually in service of my calling now. You prime that pump. You start using the muscle